On January 20, 2007, Ngoudjo was going to fight Castillo for a WBC Light Welterweight title eliminator at Paris, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, and let's watch who's the most strong of two.
Herman, the Black Panther Ngoudjo. From Empalme, Mexico, Jose Luis El Terrible Castillo.
Protect yourselves at all times, obey my commands at all times. Any questions? Any questions? Let's do it.
Castillo, when he's on, is such a dangerous body puncher. 2002. Castillo can do it.
It was even faster than the jab just coming from
pro Emmanuel. One of those guys who can.
In addition to his great sparring sessions he's had with all of the great fighters, and there's just the fact that he's fighting where he's comfortable at in his front.
Incidentally, on the back of his skull, it's under his belt, and Ngoudjo would have a little bit of a case of nerves. First time in Las Vegas, first time against a fighter anywhere near as good as Castillo. Straight right hand by Castillo, gets through the guard. Now an uppercut lands. You're talking about Jose Luis Castillo.
Yeah, he shot left hook to the body.
And there's the left hook to the body. Talking about an old that gives him the right to think.
He's a student of the game, as we say. Ngoudjo only can seem to mount.
And when we go to the corners between rounds, in Ngoudjo's corner, where there's Jean. And in Castillo's corner,
you gotta speed him with your jab, man. You gotta fast hands. Don't fucking sunder with the guy.
All Ngoudjo was able to do is to take it easy a little bit in the early rounds. You heard the round. You won't have to do much to win the next one.
Yeah, more of a variety of things, and anything but just a jab attack, he's going to have problems.
Easily slips the right hand. Right hand to the body by Jose Luis Castillo. Castillo's
does do things. He seems to be fairly effective now that with doing anything but the jab. He seems to be very comfortable jabbing, but not jabs. He would be very effective.
Yep, but he'd also be exposed to Jose Luis is skilled enough to counter as well as to lead.
And as you pointed out, he can come right back with a hard punch with a whole different speed.
Yeah, the old jab.
Watch your heads.
Fighters to look out for headbutts. Good right hand by Ngoudjo after in the first round, as now he seems much more able to let the right hand go.
And sharp, as fast as I have saw him in previous fights.
As those throwing a greater variety of punches now. And Ngoudjo lands a left hook as Castillo now steps up the intensity. Robert Byrd hasn't said a word.
Don't let him build confidence. Don't let him build that confidence.
Right here you see Ngoudjo land a jab. Perfect target to right at the left.
56 out of 62, including 20 out of 46 power shots after landing not a single power shot in the first round. Emmanuel, in good languages within the minute.
It's hard to listen to three with three different languages. But, what I'm much of the marathon running. And if he does have that and can take a good punch, this could be a very difficult, just his stamina factor, what I'm concerned about as the fight goes on.
Well, a lot of people are concerned or curious 10, 11, 12 hard rounds if he has to.
Stop. And now Robert about punches below the belt.
There have been punches by both fighters.
Deal up. And there's the hard left hook to the body, which has typified Jose Luis Castillo's career.
Ngoudjo's punches are much shorter, much more accurate, and when he gets in close, he sometimes gets his left hand right there.
This has taken the opponent seriously and is
a problem, but he's turning out to be.
Fights have gone the distance. Castillo got away with another punch below the belt.
The other thing here is emphasis is on whether he's going to make weight, not.
There's a mouse building up.
You have to work the body. You have to work the body.
You might have seen the combi box numbers between rounds, which show Ngoudjo more active
as well as Jed, but Herman picked up the pace in rounds 2 and 4. So very, very close fight.
It very well could be because they all put the hill, even though I didn't think he would win if the fight keeps going the way it's going.
He came here to fight in Canada because the
punches are tonight.
Good left hook in Canadian fighter Herman Ngoudjo.
Let's go.
A fighter with 15 professional fights.
Going down the stretch when he gets tired, if he can hold up and function mentally and physically.
Well, we mentioned that later tonight the spotlight is going to be on Ricky the Hitman Hatton.
My name up there was a dream come true, and I not for losing my unbeaten record.
Thank you.
The action in round 5 of a scheduled 12 between Jose Luis Castillo and out of 308 is dropping. Ngoudjo's has risen through the course of the fight. Warns Jose Luis Castillo to keep him up. Castillo has beginning outside his right eye.
A really good rhythm because the opponent he's at is, and then as a result, these short punches that are coming from Ngoudjo are way more effective than the punches.
Another questionable blow right on the board. This is the kind of fight in which penalty points could be extremely significant.
Don't get on his head. Get off his head. Stop.
Very good tight defense fight right here. And I don't know what Castillo can do more than they just accept.
Nose is bleeding. There's a bloody mark beginning outside the right eye. There's a mouse under the left eye. Ngoudjo to the Cameroonian-Canadian fighter.
Okay, be quick. You don't wait for him. You have to work.
It's like a tennis match. Both fighters threw 55 punches.
Well, his biggest problem, he can't find it.
Beginning to pace himself to be certain of making it through 12.
When's the second half of the fight?
And that could be the reason that Ngoudjo to drop. One of the anomalies of the sport, often lost on the layman. In boxing, his left hook to the body right now, about as dangerous weapon as head, saying to Bird, no blood, that's a lucky thing. Hard right hand over the top by Ngoudjo. And the left hook upstairs. Combination by Ngoudjo. Castillo with a big left hook to the body and upstairs. Both fighters stepping up, and it finally seems to have dawned on Jose Luis Castillo that he's got a tough fight in front of him.
Yes, and he's fighting that.
Those body shots are starting to make.
Jose Luis Castillo finishes talking with
a experienced fighter. When he's tired, he say on automatic pilot because he has been doing things so long he can do it instinctively and automatically without thinking.
How do you have it midway through the fight?
Going to grab the eye of the judges. So far, through half the fight.
Low blow. That was on the other side of Bird.
I think it's not a good look with Castillo. Castillo's a way much more effective body puncher. Simple, straight punches to the head because his body punches are not that effective.
Trying to wear down the guy who seems to be unnaturally big. Are beginning to slip off.
Exactly, and that's why he said punches on the belt line up there he'll permit because it's such an extremely unusually high protective cup.
Roger Mayweather's trunks dropped down off the guard, and Purnell was so infuriated that he threw a vicious right hand and knocked down Whitaker, who at that point was virtually knockdown proof.
Punches to the head, much easier, but as it's going down the stretch, I see it as like a toss-up fight.
Left hooks to the body by Jose Luis Castillo.
Whatever happened for a Hatton-Castillo showdown.
That Castillo brought him right between that tight defense that Ngoudjo. And here's a body shot that you see right there again.
Castillo's effective.
One strategy I can see that would work, except to just get his stamina holds up.
Castillo hammering away now repeatedly with body shots.
Try to outwork him, so to say, with just a volume.
Joe comes in with a record of 15-0. Augustus, neither of those fighters anywhere near in the same league.
Much more difficult opponent and do a lot more aggressive power punching.
Fight may well be behind on the 12. It's an interesting scoring team, which will show you, and one who we've never seen before. Robert Bird looking for a piece of tape, nothing there, so they go back to work.
Hey, come here. Right now. Okay, right.
And in case you're wondering, understanding, because though Castillo does not speak English in public, various years in the gym.
And he spent a lot of years in the gym, too.
As a fighter like Jose Luis Castillo had, you couldn't count them, right, Emmanuel?
But what made it so unusual about it, even watch other fighters train.
His father was a boxer. As a child.
If you're going to knock him out, throw a lot.
There in Castillo's corner. Total in round 8. Out of 48. Ngoudjo dropped. After the preceding round, he had his only 6 of 42. What a contrast.
But to have a fighter who won't listen to his corner. And Lennox Lewis starts
in Square Garden. He wouldn't have even gotten the totally unjustifiable draw.
You know, man. And it looks better for him, to me, the way I look at it now, but he's still punching.
Emmanuel, in recent weeks we've seen Klitschko can listen to you and respond, as he did against Calvin Brock. And number 2, that maybe Jermaine Taylor doesn't hear you all that well from round to round.
He says it would be better in the future. He admitted that he wasn't following.
Garcia, we're trying to impress upon Jose Luis Castillo.
Joe, on a skill level, he's just going to have to just keep working and punching with a lot of punches and punching with power.
Stop.
just the side tends to add up.
Yep, and the fact that he's still punching and
One more
At the
time.
beginning of the next round,
Don't do
we'll
that.
see what Harold Letterman's scorecard shows us with 3 rounds remaining in the fight, assuming a bit of this round. And right now, there's no reason to anyway in trouble, at least as far as being close to being knocked down. It's just been a hard-spirited fight.
with a lot of little right-hand leads, which is a very good well, and you're always looking for them to become very effective late in the fight. And Castillo's throwing more of them as the fight goes on.
Now Ngoudjo rallying down the stretch as though trying to steal. That's a veteran fighter's tactic.
But jab and then the right hand.
The unknown whether Ngoudjo is doing better, whether we're giving him a little bit too much credit, or whether the judges are.
Well, let's see how Harold Letterman sees.
85, 5 rounds to 4, Herman Ngoudjo. Jim, I gotta tell you, I'm busy not getting off the way he was before. Castillo's an inspired fight, but somehow or another he's to win these last 2 rounds, while Ngoudjo seems to be fading.
The 4 for Castillo.
Well, there you go. If Harold's up for the win.
Because I still the work ratio of Castillo cannot be unappreciated. He still has been consistent where even though maybe Castillo's been busy enough, I think, to win those rounds.
Well, given the business situation, Larry is...
Ricky Hatton is probably...
There was fighting Oscar De La Hoya.
You know, but if Hatton wins his fight, no matter...
I remember the night the deal belly, Hurtado jumped all over Pernell Whitaker in New Jersey while Oscar De La Hoya was standing by waiting for Whitaker to come back. He had to turn into a power puncher and knock Hurtado out to win the fight.
Ngoudjo saying that because it stopped him. Punches.
Penalized Castillo after warning him twice for low blows. This is a well-refereed fight.
I agree with you. And I'm glad to see him get to work one of these big fights.
We have Nevada referees, and here's a big... Barely inconclusive 10th round, and once again, in a fight like this, Comstock numbers through 10, 83 out of 668. Harold Letterman gave the round to Castillo and has him dead even through 10. Here come the championship round.
Whoever throws the most punches is going to win these next 2 rounds. It's that simple. If Ngoudjo is easier than Castillo, it's a copy box fight.
He can. No matter what he decides.
There's a big lefty question in the fight. Can Castillo make his left hook to the body the dominant factor in these last 2 rounds? That's
He's been given the proper instructions to his fighter for the experience.
Well, to paraphrase Boris Becker, it's not about boxing.
With a lot of the great fighters such as Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, all of them.
It's not about tennis. Put his fighter into this fight against Castillo when some people saw it as way too soon and folly.
Times, whatever your agenda is, you have to take your chance when it comes.
And you know, he hasn't anything to name, and a loss would hurt him in this fight. In addition to getting a pretty substantial purse.
100% correct. They were trying for a fight with Stevie Johnston. Stevie Johnston, he does against Castillo.
And he's making a very good showing tonight.
Good showing that some fighters would not be interested in his.
Dangerous. Not dangerous necessarily from a physical damage standpoint.
You have to work on the inside, you have to work. Outside, you have to throw the jab.
With a big fight in the off.
Ngoudjo and combi box numbers in the last round, 16. Castillo landing 16 out of 50 power shots. Maybe Castillo won the 11th round. Meanwhile, that his right hand is hurting. It's not the right hand is going to win the fight for him. It's the left.
Yeah, but he's going to have his hand broke. I also have his jaw hurt, his ribs fractured, and everything.
Several months ago, jaw broken by a cosmic puncher named Edison.
Still he fought.
No damage like that in this fight, but there's a big left hook from Castillo. Castillo trying to make a dominant imprint with his left hand, but he's trying to rally again. His punches just...
Castillo's fight, see those little right-hand leads, which are very effective while this guy's tied. Castillo experience.
But Ngoudjo appeared to win the...
High marks, coming into an unbeaten, unknown, all the pressure on him of 8 rounds, turning it up.
Ngoudjo has way outperformed what was instantly during the fight to stay with him. Both guys have done their jobs. Very close fight. 10 seconds to go in the fight. Left hook by Castillo. Ngoudjo lets go a flurry. He's bleeding, and they finish down the stretch.
You know, sometimes in a fight like this, who looks the fresher impressive?
By split decision, Jose Luis El Temible Castillo.